Good morning once again, students. We'll continue with the second part of the Jodi's fawn. So we know Jodi is now in the forest with Millwheel trying to find the fawn. Jodi gave himself over to the thoughts of the fawn. Now he's thinking about the fawn. They passed the abandoned is deserted, which has been left clearing. Clearing is in the middle of desert where there are no trees. That is called clearing. He said, cut to the north, that is, move in the north direction, Millwheel. It was up here that Pa got bitten by the snake and killed the doe, and I saw the fawn. So now he's telling, this is exactly the place where the doe was killed and I saw the fawn. Suddenly Jodi was unwilling to have Millwheel with him. Now he doesn't want Millwheel, the person, with him. Why? There are two reasons. If the fawn was dead or could not be found, he could not have his disappointment seen. So first reason is, if the fawn is dead or is not found and he is disappointed, so he didn't want anybody to see the disappointment on his face. वो नहीं चाहता था कोई देखे निराशा उसके चेहरे पे. And the second reason is, and if the fawn was there, the meeting would be so lovely and so secret that he could not endure to share it. And the other reason is, if he found the fawn, the meeting with the fawn would be so lovely that he didn't want to share those lovely moments with anybody. So these are the two reasons. He said, it's not far now, but the scrub is grass, is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot. So now he's telling Millwheel that now we cannot go any further on the horse because the grass is very tall, very thick and tall, very dense. So I'll go on foot. But I'm afraid to leave you, boy. So Millwheel is saying, I cannot leave you alone. Suppose you got lost or got bitten by the snake too. So he's saying, suppose you also got lost and bitten by a snake, then? So Jodi is saying, I'll take care. It might take me a long time to find the fawn if he's wandered or if he's moved here and there. Leave me off right here. So you can leave me here, Millwheel. I'll take care of myself. All right. But you take it easy now. Take care. You know north here and east. So you know the direction. This is north and this is east. That's it. That is how we find our directions in a middle of a forest. There and there. Now he's telling him that tall pine makes a bearing. Now he's telling him a landmark. That tree you remember, that tall pine tree. This is where I left you. So that is a landmark, and with the help of this pine tree you can find your direction. So long means bye. Okay, bye, Millwheel. I'm obliged. Obliged means thankful. He waited for the sound of the hoofs. Hoofs is the sound of the legs of the horse to end because Millwheel is gone. Then cut to the right and then he moves towards the right. The scrub was still. Scrub is the grass, the bushes. There was no wind, so they are still. Only his own cracking of twigs. That is, twigs is small branches are called twigs. So only the sound of the twigs when he is walking, that was the only sound which could be heard. He wondered for an instant if he had mistaken his direction. And now he is thinking whether he has come in the right place or not. Moving on to the next page. Then a buzzard. Buzzard is a large bird, scavenger bird. Birds which eat dead animals. Those are called scavengers. Then a buzzard rose in front of him and flapped in air. That is, moved its wing. That is called flapping of wings. He came into the clearing. Clearing, I have told you, where there are no trees. And under the oaks. Oaks is the kind of tree which I have talked about. In Hindi you call them Banj ke ped. Buzzard sat in a circle around the carcass of the doe, and there he saw the doe, the dead body. The dead body of an animal is called carcass. The dead body of an animal is called carcass. So there are buzzards, there are birds, these large birds which are sitting around the carcass and eating it. They turned their heads, these birds, they turned their heads on their long scrawny is thin, scrawny necks and hissed at him. Hiss is a kind of sound which they make, like the hissing of a snake. So similar sound they are also making. He threw his bow is branch, the branch which he is carrying, at them, and they flew into an adjacent tree. Nearby tree. Adjacent means nearby. The sand showed large cat prints. Sand here means the ground here. The earth, he could see the footprints of cat. Cat here means big cats like tiger, leopard or lion. But the big cats killed fresh, and they had left the doe to the carrion birds, to the scavengers. So even the big cats like leopard or maybe tiger or lion had come near the doe. But these cats, they do not eat dead animals. They kill their prey. They kill and then they eat. So these cats, they had gone away. So he could see the footprints, the marks on the ground. And now it is only the birds which are there eating the dead doe. He parted the grass. Parted is moved the grass at a place where he had seen the fawn. And now he has reached the place where he had last seen the fawn. It did not seem possible that it was only yesterday. And this happened yesterday only, when the father killed the doe. The fawn was not there, but he could not find the fawn. He moved around the clearing. There was no sound, no sign. The buzzards clacked their wings, making sound with their wings, impatient to return to their business, because he had thrown a bow at them, a branch at them, a stick at them, and they had flown to a nearby tree, and now they want to come back and eat the doe. He returned to the spot where the fawn had emerged and dropped on all fours. He again comes to the same place where he had last seen the fawn sitting. On all fours means that sitting, studying the sand for small hoof prints, and now he is looking at the ground to find if he can find the footprints of the fawn. But the night's rain had washed away all tracks, all marks, except those of cat and buzzard. But he could not find any marks of the fawn, because during the night it had rained and there were no marks left now, and the marks there were only of the big cats and the buzzards. So that is the second part of this story. We'll continue the third part in our next sitting. Thank you and have a nice day, all of you.